Has something ever occurred to you that you may have thought only happened for one single reason? Well, today I'm here to talk about logical fallacies, specifically the fallacy of a single cause. So, going into this, I have done a lot of extensive research to understand the topic. Beforehand, I had never heard of a fallacy before, so you can take a lot away from what I have to say because I am going to try and deliver what I have to say, and hopefully you can take some away from it. So the fallacy of a single cause is something we want to avoid because it is an error in reasoning, and we're going to get into this. So what we're going to talk about is what is the fallacy of a single cause. I want you to understand it. What are the implications it has on the business side of things, and why do us humans use it? Why are we subconsciously using this? So now I want to give you a general understanding of what it is. So I found online a developmental post of different names of you may know it by. So the fallacy of a single cause is also known as complex cause, casual oversimplification, casual reductionism, and reduction fallacy. So there's many different names you may have known it by. Those are all, I think the fallacy of a single cause is the most known name, but so I'm going to use an example here. So say Hank is driving his car and he's texting and driving and a squirrel jumps in front of him. He has to swerve and he hits a tree. Police officer comes up and Hank says to the police officer, "The squirrel jumped in front of me, I had to swerve, that's why I hit the tree." But then the police officer says, "No, you were texting and driving." So right there was two things, the texting and the squirrel, that caused one problem, but Hank only sees it one way. So now that you have a general understanding of what it is, we can talk about the implications it has on the business side of things. So hypothetical example, I become manager at a local local business, and we have to shut down because we are going bankrupt. And now everyone's going to assume that because we went bankrupt, we had to shut down. In reality, I could have been engaging in illegal activities. I could have been bought out by another company. So those are things that cause one problem again. So that's a hypothetical example. So now I'm going to show you a real example I found on Rampage blog, and it states, when President Trump had been in office for a month and gas prices have been skyrocketing, the rise in gas prices is because of President Trump. As stated, the correlation between the role of the president and gas prices is direct, only because of their chronological order and assumed connection. So that right there, basically because Donald Trump became president and then the gas prices rose, people are going to assume that is why, because he became president. In reality, it could have been the economy, stock market. There's a lot of different factors that went into that. So now that you know the implications it has on the business side, I want to tell you why do humans use it. So example of why we use it is because so an example would be, so say John, your friend, comes up to you and he says, "My girlfriend just broke up with me." And he says, "It was because of our communication." And, as a friend, you're going to say all these different reasons why, but John is going to be focused on the single fact that it was just because of communication. And what John is doing is he's putting the blame on something else other than himself. And that is what humans do. That is naturally. That's a really good example of how you can see the different reasons why and why he's blaming on, why he puts the blame on himself. So I found an article on the Writer Library that states nature versus nurture. Nature is something you're born with, and nurture is something that you can learn. It is nature to use the fallacy of a single cause. So it's very interesting to see that as humans, it's our nature to use it, but you want to avoid it. That's very interesting. So now that we know why we use it, I want to wrap up and tell you everything we've learned. So we know what the fallacy of the single cause is. We know it is. We know the implications it has on the business side of things, and we know why we use it. So now, can you say that if an event happens, it happened for a reason? Thank you.